Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. Slightly different photo. Okay. There's you seated on carpeted stairs.
Yeah.
You're wearing a sweater. You're wearing a purse. No. You're wearing the leash is kind of draped under your arm and over your shoulder. And seated behind you is what looks like a golden retriever.
Correct.
Okay, and the name of the photo is Chico's Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's talk about Chico's Legacy.
Of course. Yeah, just like to go full circle on this. You know, she's a 1-year-old puppy. Her name is Sunny, golden retriever. As you can see, a puppy. Just very, very clearly very sweet and very, very kind, very well trained. And by legacy, I mean, there's, no one could take that away. But I think, in time, you like as somebody that has pets, when you have something special, like the love of your life kind of pet, and it takes a while. And so I think there was definitely a protege, and Sunny just kind of took that reign.
Right.
And she has her own like personality and quirks that are just, I think, that are very unique to her. The way I loved Chico and just he had such a strong personality. She's the first dog that I kind of see that. There's one of each. However, hers, it forms that like feeling in your heart that was like that feeling, that emptiness of that pet that isn't there. And she's definitely, this is the steps you're seeing are the Coronado Dell in the city of Coronado in San Diego, which is a port city.
So are those steps?
Yeah.
Are they soft? Are you outside? Like, what are those?
No,
steps?
no, that is the Coronado Hotel. And if you're familiar with the movie Some Like It Hot, starring Marilyn Monroe, so many of these old movies and stuff that are filmed, it's a Coronado Hotel, the Dell in Coronado. It's a very famous haunted hotel. Those are steps. Those are carpet steps.
Okay.
However, that area, what you don't see is if you're moving around a little bit more, there's a very dense feeling of ghosts.
Okay.
It's very weird, and if you look it up, it's one of the most haunted hotels.
Okay.
And so, like, we were joking with Sunny. I'm like, Sunny can't tell, she doesn't have that spirituality. And she immediately went to this one spot where it was the creepiest spot and everybody was going into. So I feel like there's definitely
Did she pee there? Did she pee?
Oh my God. Had she peed there? Oh my God. No, she didn't pee there. Thank God. And that would have, oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Okay. Well, it's communicating with the ghosts. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe. No. She didn't. Thank goodness. But
okay, so Sunny. Okay, so here's as a personality, how I am and how this comes through and why I have a podcast and stuff is, I meet people, and sometimes what I do is I shape myself to kind of to their vibe and their energy, and you've got a brightness, slightly serial killish vibe. I don't know. Yeah. So not very strong, but you seem very nice. You seem very. That's how you win people over.
wait, define why am I the serial killer vibe? That's it.
Well, I think it's like you've mentioned a few times in this conversation about like pushing your boyfriend off the the top of as a sacrifice at the top of the pyramid. I know you're kidding. I know you're kidding.
That was a joke, and it was actually a joke.
No, but it's more like, okay, but all of that was just silly chatter. But in terms of, if we go back, this idea of writing, right? And you wrote, so more than one book, or how many books have you written?
That was my debut book. I'm writing my second and which is a shift in genre. I'm doing a magical realism book about Tulum and the
Oh,
metaverse.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's the opposite of serial killers. It's actually about lovers, two lovers that are connected, and after an afterlife, with one of them, and it's a beautiful love story.
Nice.
So it's the opposite of being
Nice.
serial.
No, of course. Listen. You're definitely not a serial killer. Just kidding. One thing you didn't mention is, what is the title of your poetry book?
Desert Decay.
Desert Decay. Okay. So what is it that brought, because to sit there and to separate yourself from the world and then to sit down and write is a
Mhm.
very unique experience, to actually just say, okay, I'm closing the door, I'm finding some solitude. Some people have that inside them and some people don't. And you obviously do. So why don't you talk about what is it to be a writer in your brain?
To write is kind of like how to express my only way of expressing myself in this world. I'm extremely shy. Writing is something where for me, I can go into these depths and this levels and open doors that I couldn't do in a way that's in a normal, conventional, like casual conversational way. It's basically, I guess the only way I could explain it is, what is it to need water? You need water to like, what does water mean to you? It would be kind of the same thing. It's
Hmm.
like, I wouldn't, if I didn't have writing, if I didn't have some form of even being able to journal or just be able to express a moment or just something where I would feel that if I say it, it wouldn't be received properly, or
Hmm.
just to have to rethink what your soul is actually kind of trying to articulate. That's what writing is to me. It's an essential form of what it means to be human.
Right.
And I just, it's something that was there when I was from the beginning of time, is just
Sure.
remembering a simple recall. So for
Right.
me, like, had I started writing at an earlier age in a form that was serious, I think I would have like been further into what I wanted. But I went into other things. I was at UCLA. I went into broadcast journalism, into design, and into other, areas, real estate. But the underlying, what the vital essential nutrient I think in my life has always been writing.
Right. No, I understand that. So what I see, in terms of the impulse, so on the one hand you have Chico, you
Yes.
know, and then that obviously created a big kind of, I don't know, it's a place to start. And then you moved over to Tulum, and now you got this photo of you with Sunny, seated on the stairs, just looking right at the camera. I mean, it's well done because dogs don't normally know to look at the camera, but in this case, for some reason, you're both looking right at the lens, which is very rare.
Yeah.
So you're like, as far as like in terms of what kind of person I am,
Sure.
and then I look at what kind of person you are. I mean, we see the world differently and all that stuff. So, how do you make sense of either your connection with Sunny, or in terms of the importance of spirituality and the importance of environment?
For me, I have actually, like, I thought about what you said quite a bit. So, what those moments, leading into that with what happened in our last moments with Chico and how to make sense of that and with Sunny, I just think that life is a gift. It's an invitation. If you look at it as a gift, if you look at the moments, then they open your eyes to the gifts around you, the abundance around you, and the gratitude in receiving that will, for me, it allowed me to have my eyes open to see the possibilities that are really infinite. I mean, that's just like, if you, in quantum physics alone, it just starts like, it's mind altering just to think about all the different ways we can make every moment different, every moment more infinite, and every possibility matter. and we did start with pets. We're we ended with pets and travel. But I definitely feel like they're that they're guides that do create this kind of a choice that we all have. Do we want to go this way? Do we want to go that way? Do we want to stay silent? Do we want to scream? Do we want to wake up? Do we want to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
I think these are all things that we have choice. Life is a choice. And
Mm-hmm.
so our little pets, I think, in terms of, what we talked about, this conversation, I was a guide to kind of get me into this idea where, there is a responsibility and accountability that you have in all your decisions. And the most important thing is to stay present, to stay active, to stay alert, and to be open and receptive, and also have a great sense of humor. Because if you don't, you know,
Sure.
it's gonna be a wicked ride.
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.